Good afternoon, Professor Ternoi, Mr. Kim, and fellow students. My name is Jiyoung Kang. Before I start my presentation, I would like to ask you two questions. First, have you ever studied English abroad before?
Yes.
Well, I can see several of you have that experience. Then, is there anyone who has been to Bangladesh?
No.
For this one, I can see no one. Since I have, I'm here today to share my experience of learning English in and out of Korea, specifically about middle school students. I will be focusing on the environmental difference of learning English within two countries and the purpose or reason why so many middle school students desire to be good at English. Myself, being the most definite source, when I lived in Bangladesh, I have attended American International School of Dhaka. As I became a middle school student, the first thing that I thought was, I am free now. Since the elementary school that I attended was quite strict, being a middle school student in the school I attended meant gaining freedom and also being more independent. As students were not restricted and were always free to speak up, participate, and also be active in the classes, it was certainly helpful for students to gain confidence on what they study and what they learn. Students, including me, was never afraid of answering the questions or getting it wrong, and also were never scared to stand in front of the classmates. On the other hand, when I came back to Korea, the educational environment was totally different. Students in Korea were not actually participating in classes. Rather, they were only listening and watching to what the teacher says. At first, I didn't know what made the difference, although the students here and back in Bangladesh are at the same age. But then I realized that it was due to the difference of educational environment. Students in Korea, when they are learning English, they're not asked to participate. Rather, they're only asked to be well prepared to get a good score on their exams. Also, it is hard to find any class activities done in English where students can actually use English to improve their skills. When students are not encouraged to use English, it is definitely hard for them to improve their English skills. Also, it is hard to be the only one to shout out the answer if every other classmates are being so quiet. For example, when I came back to Korea, I used to continuously answer teachers' questions in English classes, but then all of a sudden my friends thought I was just trying to show off, which I really was not trying to do that. Thus, learning English in Korea is quite challenging as there are only a lot of sources to study, but not many practical chances to use them. Moreover, a lot of Korean middle school students have a specific purpose for learning English. They wish to get into foreign language high schools. Foreign language high schools are high schools where students whose English abilities are outstanding than others attend. It is an undeniable fact that the use of English is getting more and more important in this global society. According to a report from Joseonilbo on the 7th of January 2013, more students are preparing to attend foreign language high schools every year. This is because there is a general consensus among students and parents that attending and graduating foreign language high schools will be beneficial for students when they are applying to universities in the future. In fact, according to the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, about 67% of freshmen in universities turned out to be the ones who graduated foreign language high schools. As it is extremely important to graduate universities in Korean society, students have no other choice but to find their own way to get in and graduate universities. Likewise, for Korean students, learning English is not a choice they can make, but a must. Therefore, Korean students study English with a specific purpose, unlike the students in Bangladesh where they learn naturally without any stress. These are the reality of learning English in Korea as a middle school student. Although Korea is one of the top countries that greatly emphasize the importance of learning English, Due to the lack of practical experiences, students are becoming more of a test-based English user. You will be hearing much more about these phenomena from the speakers after me. Thank you for listening to my presentation.